I just don't get the Mbappe hate.
What does that mean?
Put respect on his name.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't even know what it means. But I mean, we asked this question on the last stream. For me, I look at Thierry Henry as one of the greatest players in Premier League history.
Yeah.
Okay,
Football history.
But I use Thierry Henry because he's French and he's a forward and he played off the wing. So for me, Mbappe is already clear, already better than him at this point in his career by a fair margin. And when he retires, one sec, boys. But when he retires, Kylian Mbappe will be clear of Thierry Henry. So I don't understand the hate that he gets.
So is he clear now or is he clear when he retires?
He's clear. So listen very carefully. At this age, at 23, he's surpassed what Henry was doing at 23 years of age.
Okay.
By the end of his career, there won't be a debate between the two of them because he'll have scored many, many more goals, maybe by 200 or 300 more. He'll have won as many, if not more, trophies. He could become a multiple World Cup winner. And even with the World Cups, he was pivotal in France winning 4 years ago. Henry wasn't pivotal in 1998.
Terry, listen.
Not overly pivotal.
They can't take it. They can't take it.
Terry, I like you, innit? You understand? I like
He's gone.
So I don't have to bad you up on your own stream, but yeah, you're making a couple good points. No, to be honest, I think at the end of it, if Mbappe keeps scoring at the rate that he's scoring, yeah, you can have the argument. But like we said off stream, I think it depends on where he does it. The old thing that we used to say about Messi, can he do it on a Monday night, rainy day in Stoke? So if Mbappe comes to the Premier League, does it there, I have absolutely no doubt that he would kill it and shell it in the Premier League. But he just has to do it in order to cement that legacy. Because if he scores these 400 goals in Ligue 1 against Montpellier and Rennes and Angers, for me, I don't care how I could go there and score 600 goals, mate.
Okay, easy.
I just want to acknowledge one thing. Terry made a good point when he said when he was younger, because Henry did kick on a little bit later in his career. And he also made a good point that potentially he can reach there, but he hasn't yet reached Henry's peak. So that is where I'm going. If you look at Henry's best years, he's not yet reached that because he's still young and he can potentially get there. But until he gets there, we can't say he's categorically better.
I want to say something. I think in terms of legacy in football, I think he's already immortalized himself.
For sure.
No, but has he surpassed some of the great legends?
He's the only teenager other than Pele to score in a World Cup final.
He definitely has.
And what he did with Monaco, he won the league against a monopoly state in PSG and took them to the Champions League semi-final where they lost against the better team, Juventus, at the time. So already he's achieved feats that I don't think Thierry Henry's ever had in his career. Maybe with Arsenal, the Invincibles, but at the same age,
We've already acknowledged this, but we're talking about a guy who's still what? How old is he? Like 22,
and that's 23? The scary bit, man.
I get that. What he's doing so far is amazing, but we're saying in order to say he's categorically better, we're comparing the best of one player to the best of the other, and we still haven't seen the best of him. So that's where when we see that, then we can talk.
But in conclusion, the fact that this is even a conversation means that you have to respect that, man.
Yeah, of course. 100.
So that comment right there, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember your name, but you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You have to respect that, man. The fact that we can even sit here and talk about, okay, but when he was this old and then when come on, man.
And I'll add, in terms of World Cups, I haven't seen anyone do it back to back other than R9 Ronaldo. I mean, I haven't seen R9 Ronaldo, but
you know what? His World Cup record, I think it stands up there with the best of the best. I'll give it to him.
100.
Do you know what else is frightening? I don't think there's anyone. I don't think Haaland is even close.
He hasn't played in. He hasn't played in a major tournament.
If I'm being honest, I don't think Haaland is even.
But he hasn't played in a major international tournament in his career.
But even if he can play at 6 international tournaments, I don't think Haaland is anywhere.
Nah, but guys, deep this. The guy that's killing the Premier League. There is categorically been one of the best players in the Premier League so far this season. We're saying he's nowhere near Mbappe's level. Yeah. That's how good Mbappe is.
Yeah. And I love that Aryan guy, bro. I think he's fantastic, that cyborg. But genuinely, I think ball striking, running with the ball, just pace generally, Mbappe is different.
Do you know what? I always pick on preference, and I love what Haaland does. But I watched Mbappe today, and I was just like, Mbappe's just better. I'm not even gonna preference-wise is my preference, but as a better player, I'm picking Mbappe.
Oh.
On the Henry situation though, like I just counted like Henry in his career, won 14, 15 trophies?
Yeah.
Maybe 16. Like Mbappe at 23 already has pretty much the same trophies. He's only 100 or goals shy of Henry's career total after 300 games. He's done what he's done in World Cups. He's scored in finals. There's still lots of things that Mbappe needs to achieve. But that's why I said, and so you do agree with me, Agal, just that you're saying he might not surpass him. I'm just saying at 23, he's already passed him. At 23 versus 23, he's passed him. Unless Mbappe's career gets ended by something major, if he keeps on just scoring like this and performing like this for another 10 years,
he'll surpass everybody.
He'll surpass maybe everybody but Messi and Cristiano.
No, even that.
Well, maybe. Like
I think that's pending.
Well, yeah. I mean, and he could. He's given himself the foundation. That's why I don't think it's just. I know that there'll be Arsenal fans that go, no one will ever be clear of Henry. In your personal mind, your favorite player could be, I don't know, Julian Baptista, and no one could be better than him in your eyes. Like that's the way preferences work.
Bloody stupid.
I'm just making a really
ridiculous.
You got to make the obscure examples on it, but. Yeah. Mbappe's that good. And the only reason I bring it up is the way people talk about our modern day footballers just aren't as good as they used to be. Well, they must be. They absolutely must be. It's nostalgia that takes over for me.
I have a theory. I think where you first started watching football, those in your brain is where you think that's where the best players were at. And I think because like for me, Ronaldo, there's no conversation for me personally.
CR7.
But that's where CR7. But that's where I first started watching football. Whereas somebody will swear George Best, somebody will swear Thierry Henry.
R9. R9.
Some people respect R9, Maradona. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I made this point earlier on today. Like, what's better? I said 2 unnamed players, both same position from the same country. Let's make it easy. Player A reaches the highest peak that you've ever seen from any player in football. But he only stays at a level for 3 or 4 years. And at like 25, 26 starts to fade. By 32, he's finished. The other guy reached a very high world-class level at the same age, but maintains that for 15, 16 years until his late 30s, scores more goals, wins more trophies, has more clutch moments because he's been around longer. Who has the greater legacy in the game?
It's probably player B.
Yeah.
Well, it is player B.
But then obviously some people go, no, but the best player was the one who reached the highest peak. And that's why these conversations are important. There is best and there is greatest. Because at his peak, you could say R9 is the greatest of all time or Pele is the greatest of all time. But in terms of greatness and legacy, you can't touch Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi because they've just done it for so long. You know, they've just achieved things that others haven't. And I think it's such an interesting debate. But we've got some more super chats here. Saka, Nigerian legend scoring, my winger. Yes, he did.
Think you'll find he was playing for England, actually.
What makes Mbappe the best player in the world? I think we kind of just went through that in many ways. Goals, assists, creativity, movement, speed,
impact,
fitness, impact, clutch moments, everything. Igal pick between the France win or Saka late winner.
Oh, you've got him.
Is that sweat?
No, that's tears, bro.
That's tough. I want France to win. I would love Bukayo Saka to score the winger. I'm gonna sit on the fence for this one. I'm gonna sit on the fence.
No, you don't get to sit on the fence. I'll ban you for a week on the terrace.
Nah, you know what? I would get more enjoyment from Bukayo Saka scoring the winner.
Of course you.
Because the club connection. Oh,
Yeah.
but the
Fake French fan.